Because it has dominated the social media for the last few days. And I want to warn that those who are doing that are enemies of this country. So let nobody listen, because the campaign led by the social media groups is meant to discourage taxpayers to remit the obligatory taxes to the government. And this is a total lie. Any negative force against the government, the God of South Sudan is also there.
Welcome to Jimosi podcast. The government of South Sudan, through the South Sudan Revenue Authority, Ssra, has responded to Deng through the commissioner of Ssra by coming out to issue a video denying the misuse of the revenue funds that are collected. And he gave like how they are collected and how they are used and such kind of things. And this came after Deng ran an article like 6 days ago regarding the e-tax or the e-services that are provided by the government through a platform called Crawford something that is used in collecting taxes. So in that post that Deng posted there, he said that Crawford was associated with that dude, and that system was being used to siphon the government resources in the name of digitalization of revenue
Tax
collection.
Yeah.
So he went ahead, gave his opinion of what he thinks is happening, or what he knows is happening, and then the government came out through the person that is responsible for collection of taxes to address that. As much as
It's
it did
called
not,
Simon Akwe Deng, I think.
yes. So as much as it did not mention Deng the way that is the way that it's speaking is going directly to him, because I didn't see anybody else criticizing or associating that e-tax service or e-government, whatever, with that dude or the first family. So let's listen to Simon Akwe here, the commissioner of the Ssra.
One of the agendas that we have been able to finance are payment of salaries, among other operation costs that comes with running the government. And I want to reiterate the fact that running a government is an expensive affair. So let nobody be asking in 2025 that there is no money being used to pay salaries. You know, we are collecting revenues and we are remitting them to Minister of Finance. And to give you assurance as our taxpayers, the Minister of Finance is using these funds correctly. Before digitization, ladies and gentlemen, there was only 3 billion being collected in cash. That is in 2020. But after the digitization, you realize that revenues have increased, and we have an average monthly collection of about 130 billion. From 3 billion to 130 billion a month. That is a very big difference, and you can calculate the percentage by yourself. So let nobody listen, because the campaign led by the social media groups is meant to discourage taxpayers to remit the obligatory taxes to the government. And this is a total lie. I want to repeat to say that from 2020, there was only 3 billion being collected in manual cash. But after the introduction of e-government and e-service, of which we as Revenue Authority, we are running two systems. We have the e-tax and the e-custom. This has led to an increase of revenues to date up to 130 billion on average per month since January up to now. So let nobody distort this information that Crawford or Capital Pay takes 75%. That is a wide lie. Crawford or Capital Pay as a system only is allowed to take 2%. And every government institution has a contractor. Capital Pay or Crawford is a contractor to South Sudan Revenue Authority.
Let me read what Deng said. Maybe it will help with the question.
No, it's a long one. I'm just going, people can read for Deng
on that specific thing. He said in 2021, he's talking of taking over taxes, that the company took control of the e-tax system and again claimed about 75% of all collections, leaving government ministries with very little to operate on. Yeah.
So let's start with the e-government or the e-services. Is it only new to South Sudan, or is something available even in our neighboring countries?
I think it's very new. Because he said this company
is new
they
only in South
Crawford.
Sudan, but it's not the only country that is using it.
Yes.
When you go to Kenya, they call it e-citizen.
Yes.
And e-citizen is what is used to make payment for everything.
Yeah.
Even for reporting your sales revenue, you report using that. And then the Revenue Authority for Kenya is going to use that to determine the taxes that you're supposed to pay.
Yeah.
And there's a service fee that people pay to use it, of which is 50 shillings to use it in Kenya.
Yeah.
And look at it this way.
But then, with the e-citizen, it has different things like visa application, applying for birth certificate.
It started
website.
as one thing, and then it onboarded all other services. That's how the whole thing started. It did not start as all this program all together.
Yeah.
So everything has to grow. So if we're going to compare them later, then we're not going to say, for Kenya is doing a lot of things. Why is for South Sudan only collecting taxes? For now, it is collecting taxes. No, it's not just
collecting taxes, because he said they also have a visa deal. He says that this Crawford company was hired to provide e-government services, and the beginning of their contract was 2019 up to now.
Yeah, so I'm trying to explain something here.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to explain is that the e-services, being from an independent company or individual, is always there. Even in Kenya, the real innovator of the whole thing is not the government of Kenya.
Yes.
They were funded first to work on the whole thing, and then they came to government, and then they work with the government.
Yeah.
Do they get something out of it? Yes,
course.
they do.
Yeah.
And it is through a contract.
Government. There's a percentage that they receive, I think, from all those services that they provide. Yeah.
Government has no ability to go in and innovate, come up with the e-services, go on, do the software, how do you call it, coding, to create a website or that software that will be used in collection of all these data together. There's no specific department that can commit themselves like that when it comes to government. So
ICT.
It is the individuals.
ICT can do that, but
then the ICT of Kenya should have done it. Like, things are not always there.
Yeah.
So, and then the creativity, because most government, they don't employ the top brain. So for someone to come up with that idea is going to take forever. So this is why private citizens come up with the idea, present it to the government, and then they set the guideline of how they think it's going to operate.
Yeah. And then they get a percentage from those operations. Because
there's no free services. Yeah. There's no free things in this world.
And you cannot just say you are giving your website or your software, you are selling it out to the government so that it can fail in a short time because they don't have the mission and vision behind it.
And then it also need maintenance. The back end of that software need maintenance. Update have to come. Our hackers will be there. So how do you make sure that it is maintained? The employees that maintain it in the background are paid
and secured.
This is why these companies that come up with this always have something that is given back to them, either to appreciate the innovation and to run the back end of things.
Yeah.
Take for example right now, because everything has a capacity. If it started with few businesses being enrolled on the platform, then with time businesses will grow in South Sudan. If the capacity of that whatever that the government of South Sudan has, will it be able to manage a large data? If it is just kept the way that it is, no, it will not be possible. So you need somebody that will keep developing it so that it can hold more things or can accommodate a lot of data as time goes by. Will they go in and start registering the dead people so that every time somebody die, they can be issued a death certificate online right away, or other thing, birth certificate,
They can onboard different ministries like mining, what are the exports, imports.
Yeah, so many things. So starting with the e-delivery or digitization of the government services is not a bad thing.
Yes.
But is the criticism of it also a good thing? Yes, it is a good thing. Like the way that Deng went ahead and criticized it. When he made that criticism, the government came out and told us what would have not been told otherwise.
Yeah.
Now we know that this service take 2%. So now we're going to say the 2% of 130 billion is how much, and we know how much Adu took home.
So according to the visa deal in 2020, he said for e-visa system, they were taking more than 70% of all visa fees collected by the government. In 2021 tax, he said 75%. Then in 2022 health money misuse, he said the failing in COVID-19 project, Crawford received $10 million payment for
Is that what
Ebola
Deng
preparedness.
said?
Yeah. And that the amount was almost 80% of the health ministry's yearly budget. And then in 2023, there was oil export fees. Crawford was brought in again and took 75% of the income.
But did he back up
government
his
withdraw.
facts, back them up with
There
some
was
data?
no source, no.
Yeah, just saying numbers is just a numbers.
Yeah.
You have to say, where did you see that millions, 10 millions, and this person taking this? If you don't have like, where you prove something, then sometimes people go to an extent of exaggerating things.
Yeah. Because 75% is a lot, right?
It's
and
too much.
that's why this Simon Akwe was very specific with the percentages. Because this is where he has seen it.
Yeah.
And right now, like we said long time ago, that the government, as much as they are not very active on social media, they see some of these things. And then if it's something that really touches on their reputation or their operations, then
Yeah, they will
there
have to
is a
respond to it
response.
because, like there's no service provider that will take 75% of the total funds collected.
That's true.
It's not possible.
Even
the people that
25% is too high.
even if like you had dumb people signing that contract, it will make no sense. It's just better they take the service and they go do in their own jungle and see if there will be people. Because you can't come and say that you'll take 75% of the government resources, and because
Then
you are
how
helping
would the
them collect,
government
and then the
work?
government remain with 25. What are you going to do with 75%?
They need to make profit, but that's more than 100% profit.
That data to me was off. It was totally off, given by Deng. But this other guy was taking some credit, of which he compares some numbers that are not comparable. Are they collecting more because of the e-government? Yes, they're collecting more.
Possible, yeah.
Can we compare 3 billion in 2020 with 130 billion in 2025 to calculate the percentage? No. We have to
look at the inflation.
We have to consider the inflation. Either we take this 1 billion, this 130 billion of today, we take it back to 2020 and see how much will it be in the actual money.
Net worth.
The real worth of it. Or we bring that 3 billion of 2020,
multiply by the current
the inflation rate that it has happened.
500% or something.
Because I think that day used to be around 30,000 to now 600,000. So if you were to do like compare 3 billion with 130 billion, those numbers you cannot compare
and you
them.
Multiply by 6.
Yeah, you have like to bring them to a common stage, like to really compare them.
Yeah.
Either take 130 billion to 2020 and compare them, or bring the 3 billion to 2025. But somebody will be asking, how do you take 3 billion from 2020 to 2025? You do the calculation. You see how much
the dollar
was in 2020, and then that the same dollar you come and multiply by the 600,000 that it that it changes today. So you just say 3 billion divided by 30,000 in 2020, you'll get the dollar amount. Then take that dollar amount, bring it to 2025 and multiply with the current rate.
Yeah.
And then you are able now to compare with the 2025 130 billion.
Because without doing that calculation, you are not able to look at how much that money is worth at the moment. Its buying capacity. What can you do with 300 billion? In 2020, marriages could have been done by 5 million, 10 million. But right now, who's giving their daughters to a son-in-law at a rate of 10 million?
Yeah.
10 million is pocket change. Because that's less than 2,000 US dollars.
And those days, those 5 million were a lot of...
It was a lot of money, yeah.
All right, so let's listen to him.
And they are paid by percentage. That is the percentage share that they take. So I wanted to clarify this because it has dominated the social media for the last few days. And I want to warn that those who are doing that are enemies of this country. Because you cannot discourage our taxpayers to be able to remit their taxes. And this is the essence of us clarifying this today. That our taxpayers are our very good people, our very good companies, our very good PIT payers. And therefore, they need to be made assured that the taxes you collect from your companies, from your salary that you pay, 15%, from all sort of services that you offer that pay taxes, please continue to pay taxes to your government and your revenues are being used correctly. Disregard any social media campaign, because at some point, some people make themselves good by spreading lies. And this is a lie that I can register. And if you want to prove, please go to Bank of South Sudan, check the account of Ministry of Finance. We are remitting taxes that you collect every month to the ministry. And the ministry is also in turn paying these taxes to the government, the civil servants that work for the government. And also to run the ministries, because to run a ministry, you need a generator that need fuel, you need to run the institution, you need water in the ministry, and you need all the services that are provided by the ministry to the people of South Sudan. Any negative force against the government, the God of South Sudan is also there. Let nobody play with the people, because this is a hard-won nation. This is a nation we liberated for 21 years, and therefore whatever you want to do as a citizen, please remember we have martyrs that died for this country. And therefore we cannot just wake up every day to spread negative propaganda that actually reduce our country internationally.
Enemies of progress were addressed. shall not prosper. Yeah, so the thing is, he said, if you want to confirm that we are transferring this money to the Ministry of Finance, then go to the central bank. The best way to put it is, if you want to confirm that we're actually transferring them, come to me, I take you there.
Yes.
Because we going there, they will not allow us.
Yeah, but you will not even enter that bank.
Yes, but if we go to you and you go with us, we go to the central bank, because we are coming with you, we'll be shown exactly how it happened.
Yeah.
But again, like I mentioned before, that the government official should not always be mad at the critics. Criticism is what creates the transparency.
Yes.
Without Deng mentioning all this, they would have not come out and tell us what they have told us today.
Or what they are paying Crawford.
Or what they are paying Crawford and how they are collecting all this. Will, is it possible like to incur some expenses? Yes, nothing run on our water, right? So they will need some fuel here, cleaners need to be paid and a lot of other things. Yes, they will need something to run the offices. Yeah. But they should not come from what they collect. The way that's supposed to work is the budget being done, and then the Ministry of Revenue and whatever given the budget for that year to manage, but they're not supposed to pay themselves from what they collect from people.
Yeah. No, I don't think that's what he was implying. He was saying that they collect the taxes and then send it to the Ministry of Finance. And then it's now the Ministry of Finance that's going to discharge it. Yeah, and that's what they use now to go and pay the civil servants and all that. So they send it to the ministry, and then the ministry does the budget and allocates whatever percentages to different ministries for them to operate. Yeah, that's how I understood that statement.
Oh, okay. And there was something that Deng said. So if you are a government official and you watch this channel, you can correct us or we can fix this issue together. Niall said, when it comes to the budget of the country, it's just a piece of paper. Nobody actually follow it. When money comes from the Ministry of Finance, it's only 2 government departments that are funded. The presidency and the defense. All these other people, you have to struggle all along. And he said, for the defense, it's not for the improvement of the soldiers' welfare and whatever. No, it's to defend
protect the government.
The regime.
We are under dictatorship.
So all these other departments are not given anything.
So how do they operate?
There's something that has to be questioned. So if the government is able to come out and say, oh, Niall, no, those are your things. This, like each department come out and say, we were allocated this and we actually got it, or we got part of it, because what always happens when budget is done, they don't always have all the money.
Yeah.
That's what they propose that what will happen. But as the money come into the Ministry of Finance, they get bit by bit. But they don't get like, if you are allocated 3 billion, you get it tomorrow. That's not how it works. You can be allocated 3 billion, but then you get either 1 billion now, and then as the country progress and they collected more taxes, then they keep adding you until the end of the year, or they borrow to top it up. So
or
that's how it's supposed to
oil
work.
to 2032. Now that it's pre-sold up to 2027 or 2028.
So do I recommend that we should keep calling the government out?
Yes.
Yes, we continue doing that so that they can come out more and be more transparent. There's no day that we have ever known how much is collected by the government and how it is used. But now through social media,
we are getting to know that.
Yeah, we are getting that information.
Yeah.
So
I think Akwi
it's
was
not a bad
doing
thing.
that not long ago when he came out to, was it for July?
Yes, there
Came
was a
out to
time that they
declare how
issued that
much
one. Yeah.
they collected. That when compared in terms of what they collected in the month of June, and by July 15th, they had doubled the prior month's collections. So which is good progress. And he should continue keeping up with giving us this kind of information so that we know the money comes. And then after it comes, what is done with it?
What happened
Who
to
takes that money from the central bank or the Ministry of Finance? Yeah.
And like I mentioned, like when I was critiquing Niall, I was saying he should have told us of what he tried to do when he was in the office.
Yeah.
Like this Simon comes out and tell us how much he has collected.
Yeah.
Now we are able to see that he's working. He's collecting this amount of money. He's collecting. And if he's fired, then we know this guy used to collect over 100 billion monthly. If they appoint somebody now and that person maybe be transparent
50.
again and start collecting 50, then we'll say this guy is a failure, remove him.
Yeah.
But if a queen was not talking of what he was doing and then he's fired, we just say it was a regular failure, right?
Yeah.
But now it's talking of his numbers.
Another SPLM.
But now that it's talking of his numbers, we know his numbers.
Yeah.
And it do a little bit of comparison, which shows that there's a progress which is happening. And this is 2025. A lot of things are happening.
So they need to factor in the inflation.
And a lot of things are also happening. More businesses are being opened. Digitalization is coming in really fast and quick, which we should adopt to.
Yeah.
And
it's cutting people off, those who would be collecting cash and then disappear with it. So now there's a digital trail.
And South Sudan was under collecting. When we were under the cash basis, the one that, I don't know, is Deng advocating for it or what? Because I don't understand.
I think his main point was how adult and corruption, that she is linked to that Crawford company, which is, I think, from the England or UK, something like that. And then this company was brought in, obviously, by adult. to work with the government for e-government projects. And now they are the ones handling the visas, e-visas, that is, e-taxes. Also, some of the things like during the COVID-19 time, there were some projects that they were supposed to handle. And that's where he's coming up with the 75% of all these collections going to them.
I get that. It's easy like to blame other people. And there are some things that happen in life because of where you are. Sometimes we tend to blame these people so much, but it's not their
fault.
It's not their fault. When John Garang was the head of SPLM, there were some few people within Awulian that were enjoying.
Why are you attacking us?
So that's what I'm trying to say. It's not like a good thing, like it's not 100% good thing that those of Adut are doing, but look at it this way. Was there any South Sudanese that thought of e-services to make work easy for all the South Sudanese? Was there anybody that thought of that, came, but because they had no connection, it was not allowed to go anywhere near?
We don't know, maybe.
Then they should come out. This is 2025. Social media is there.
Evidence kwa kalatas.
Yes, once like Deng posted that, he should have said, I was among the first people to propose this, but because I had no connection, I was not able to get it. I did copy the idea, or I was able to work with other people and came through the back door, and then they got it.
No,
so if we have no comparison, then we don't have to blame people that are trying to see a way to make work easier. And then also understand, we are all human. And everybody have their self-interest first. And that's why he's the president of the Nile Republic. He's a president, right? Deng Bol.
Did they separate?
Yes, he even appointed someone the other day. Yes.
Azu.
Chief of Staff. As the president of Nile Republic. So what I'm trying to say is, why did he ended up being the president of the Nile Republic? Because he want to put his interest first. The same thing with Adut. The same thing with whoever, where they are. Everyone was just fighting for their interest.
What I know is that Adut and President Kiir's family are very corrupt, and so is every other top SPLM politician. You see, even this Nyal, I'm very sure he has that on his feed. But because now he's outside the government, that's why he's speaking. People like Atanyuwek, when they were the press secretaries at the president's office,
the government was okay.
Yes, like he would even beat his chest about the states. I think it was that incident of states being changed to 32. And then people were talking of they need to be changed back to 10 states. And he was like, that can never happen. Shock on him. It happened sooner than he thought. And
some things are bigger than individuals, so that's how they happen.
So the thing is, with these people, when you are still in government, you are eating. And they say it's bad manners to talk when you have food in your mouth. But then when they lose those positions, that's when they become wise all of a sudden. They start criticizing some things that they could not point out. It's not like we are telling people criticize the government when you are working with the government, but there's a way you can put forward your suggestions. Let them come out as suggestions. But then if you keep quiet while you are eating, and then when you are out of government, that's when you start seeing all the bad things that the government is doing. Then you are not being honest and truthful to yourself and other people.
Yeah, all these people should talk of the thing that they did while in government. And if you are in government, now with the social media, talk of, you don't have to put it as a criticism. You can put it as something that you have proposed as an individual that will make life easy for the South Sudanese. Say it, as I work here in this department, this is what I have proposed right now, and this is how it is going to make life easier. And if it doesn't work after some time, you tell the public for some reason there were a lot of blockage on the way, and this thing was denied the maturity of it, and that's how it died.
And also name people, like if you are very sure that this person did this and this, or they blocked you from ensuring that you do these reforms, name names and we will be there to support you.
I think
Because-
it is good to say the department that is responsible so that we
Yeah.
know people that work there.
And the person in charge of that department.
I feel like with South Sudan, you will be risking yourself too
Yeah,
much.
no, like naming name doesn't have to be you're saying it's Kidid who's doing this or this and this, right? But then if you say with the presidency, of course, there's a lot of people, the presidential handlers and stuff. Yeah, but if you just say you were blocked and you don't say who blocked you, then it will be like just rumors. If you have evidence, put it out there and people will know. Should anything happen to you, we will all know where the fingers will be pointing at. Yeah, and then also with this adult girl and the family, they need to slow down and they have looted enough. Now should be the time for them to at least do something. Because last time when she was appointed, people started saying, oh, she's coming to clean the image of the father.
No,
the
leave. Adur will not fix anything. So let
Yeah.
us just leave there. I don't think if she will do anything. It was just for PR.
Yeah.
The issues of South Sudan are too complicated. They are not something so easy that somebody will be appointed to them and start fixing them.
Yeah. So like if, yes, there's so many sources that link her to this Crawford farm, she should come clean. Or try as much as possible. If you are taking something simply because you are the one who brought out that idea, make sure you are leaving something for the government to run. Because at the end of the day, you are still part of the payroll. And I'm very sure these people don't miss their salaries.
But is she taking 75% because
No, 75%.
Then why are you sounding like somebody that knows how much she's taking home? They have already said it's 2% and there are a lot of shareholders that are there. But 2% of what is collected is still a lot. It should be like 0.05%. 2% is too much.
See, that's where this corruption is coming in. If she says she needs this cut for herself and then tells the company, you bargain on how you'll be getting your things. But as for me, I'm taking 1%.
Okay. I think I will not go like so much with what Deng will say regarding the Crawford. I need a little bit of investigation into the Crawford itself to see who are the people associated with it.
And actually,
people are saying it's that dude now, but I myself have not confirmed it anywhere. So I'm not just going to run with it.
There's no smoke without fire. And this Deng Bol is not the only one who's talking of this. But then I've seen the same with other people. Like
but with this podcast, right, we have to make sure that it's something that we can prove instead of being too hard on people when we have not actually proved anything.
Nepotism proves it all, my friend.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So that's it for Jimosi podcast. Please consider subscribing, share, like, and see you in the next video.
Are you paying your taxes? Please continue doing that. We are also paying taxes in terms of remittance.
Yes.
Subscribe. Let's get to 4K subscribers by the end of November. Oh, it's too far.